Hello, good evening, and welcome back to class. Okay, welcome back to class. What we are going to be doing now is we'll be drafting the sleeve for our this thing. We'll be drafting the sleeve pattern. So, and the measurements needed will be the length, the curve. That's the wrist. The curve and so my length is 24 inches, my curve is 10 inches, and then one more measurement will be the sleeve cap height. Sleeve cap height. So that we will get that through calculation, and the elbow line also we will do that also with calculations. So basically what we'll be needing is the length and the curve. Those measurements, those are the two measurements that we'll be needing basically. So we start from the top line here, and then what we do is right from the top line, what we want to do is I want to leave a margin here. Just it is really not that necessary, but there's nothing wrong with having that. So I'm going to be leaving that here before I start, just in case I need to do any form of adjustment. Yes, that is why I will be needing this. So I am going to, after this I'll be drawing a triangle. And how do I get, a rectangle rather. How do I get my rectangle? What I'm going to do is this point, the measurement right here, I measure 7.5 here, 7.5 here, and 7.5 right here as well. So you're wondering how I got my 7.5? Don't worry, you will get there. I'm going to show you how I got my 7.5. Okay, now that I have my 7.5, so how do I get the 7.5 is you measure your chest measurement. Yeah, that will also be needed. Chest measurement divided by 4. Then you deduct 1 inch from the measurement. So in my case, my chest measurement is 34. And if I add that divided by 4, then that will give me 8.5. 8.5, and if I minus 1 inch from that, that will give me 7.5. So that's how I got the measurement from here to here. So right now from the top, I measure my sleeve length, and right here I'm having, in my case, I'm having 24 inches as my sleeve length, and I'm going to be marking that 24 inches just at the bottom like this. And as you can see, I have my rectangle. So you can see I have my rectangle. So and once I have this rectangle, the next thing I want to do is take my jacket. I'm going to have to take my jacket. Let's bring it right here. So you can see on my jacket I've marked the position, I've marked the armhole line. So I'm going to have to measure around the armhole. I'm going to measure around the armhole. Okay, so right here I have 19 inches. You can measure twice to be on the safe side. So my armhole circumference is 19 inches. And so I'm going to have to divide that 19 inches by 3. Yeah, I'm going to have to divide that by 3. 19 inches by 3. So I think that should be about 6.2 or something. What do we have there? Okay. So in my case, I have 6.3. So let's say my 6.3, let's make it 6.25. So and now that I have this, I'm going to connect this. And this point will be my sleeve cap height. And after that, the next thing I want to do is divide this measurement by 2. From here to here by 2. 7.5 by 2, that should give us 3.75. So you divide it by 2 and you place half of the measurement right here and half at the top here as well. So then you want to rule. That's the next step you want to do. Another step you want to do right here is you want to mark this point. You see this point we have here, you want to divide that by 3. And approximately we should be having, let's say, 2 inches from the top. So we have 2 inches from the top, as you can see. So after doing this, the next thing you want to do is from this point you extend this line forward. Yes, you extend it forward by 1 inch. That's actually a standard size for that, 1 inch. And then from this same point you go in by 1 inch as well. So you can see that. And right on this line also, you go up by 1 inch. So once you do that, what you want to do is you connect from this top line with a curve right to this point. The first step. You can see that. That's the first step we want to deal with. And then after that, you want to this line, the distance from here to here, you divide that by 2 as well. This 3.75 by 2. So it gets us right here. So you can see that. So you now connect from this point right to that 2.75. I mean that to that the place you just measure right. With a straight line like that you connect. And after connecting, also you connect this point with a curve. Okay, make sure you have a smooth curve at that point. So you connect that point as well with a curve. And once you have that connected, then right from this point you also make your curve and then you connect. You can see what I'm doing. So, and after doing that, you want to make sure also that this point is not, what do I call it? It's not really this straight. So you want it slightly curved, just a little bit, a little curved. Yeah. So once that is done, the top part is almost ready. As you can see, the top part is almost ready. So let's go now. Now what you want to do is, right at the bottom line also, you mark out 1 inch, just like you did right here. 1 inch extension and then 1 inch inside also. So how do you get the elbow line? That is the next thing. You simply divide this point by 2. Right here I have 17.5. 17.5, that will be 8.75, I think. So and that should be the position of your elbow line. Okay. So then you rule this point, and we call this the elbow line. You see that the distance between here and here by 2. So right on this point, instead of going out by 1 inch, just like you did here, you go out by just 1/4 of an inch. Just 1/4 of an inch. And then from that 1/4 of an inch, you measure 2 inches inward. So you can see that. And then what you do next is you connect from the elbow line right to the 1 inch inward right here. And then you also connect from the same point right here. You can see that it's slightly curved. So you do the same thing, you connect from this point, you can see that, and then to the elbow line also. And then from there you also connect right to that point. Okay, so once you have this done, we are almost done with the top part. Yeah, we're almost done with the top part. So what you want to do is you want to measure from this point. You see this line in the middle, and then you place your curve. My curve is 10, and if I have that divided by 2, that will be 5. So I have it right here. And then what I'm going to have to do is I will connect from this point right to this point, straight right there. I'm going to be using my curve ruler. So I'm just going to connect from this point. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So you can see what I did there. So now after that connection, then I have my, so let me show you this clearly. So you want to extend this point also. This point, you want to extend it, let it come down, and then you put about 0.75. Yeah, right here, and then you connect straight right to this point. About 0.75 extension, and then you do that connection. So once you do this, I will say the what do I call it? The top part, the top sleeve is ready. So now we need to go straight to the under sleeve. And how do we get the under sleeve? You want to come in here by 1 inch. That is actually standard, 1 inch here. Or another way you can do that is you connect this line from this point to this point. You place the ruler and mark a straight line. So if you mark a straight line from this edge, you can see this point right to the edge right here. So I think you should be getting the same thing. You can see that I'm still operating on the same level of 1 inch. You see that? So but 1 inch is also always very cool with that. So, or you can use either of the approaches for that. So and after you've done that, the first line you have here, then you connect this plane with the curve. You curve this point. Make sure your curve is cool. So once you have your curve like this, you can see what I have there. Then you take your ruler again, and then you want to connect from this 1 inch right to your elbow line, or maybe a little bit below it. You can stop right at the elbow line as well. So you want to do that. So you can see right now I have my top part like this all around, and then inside I have my under sleeve too. So the top sleeve and the under sleeve is there and ready. So the next thing you just want to do is you want to add your sleeve vent. So in my case, I'm going to be making my sleeve vent 4 inches. Yeah, I'll be making it 4 inches, and then I'll be making the width 1.5. 4 inches and 1.5 of width. So you want to connect from that point straight down. So why do I do this? After you do that, then you may want to add, what do I call it? You may then want to add your, what is that? Yeah, sewing allowance. No, folding M for folding. You may want to add allowance for folding there. So I'm going to show you how to do that you won't have issue. So right now, what you want to do is you want to fold this edge. You can see this line that you have here. You want to fold it. So you fold it inward. You can see this is the line I drew. So you fold it inward, and then you take your tracing wheel and mark. There's actually a reason for that. You mark with you trace these lines. You can see the lines I am tracing. You want to do that. Okay, after doing that, then you can now fold it back. So you see I have my distance. You can see right here. So I'm going to have to extend it. Okay. So as you can see, if I had to have drawn it straight like this, I'll be having issues because this thing will be short, and I'll be having issues when I am trying to fix my lining, or even when I'm trying to sew it up. So after that, you want to add your 2 inches. Let's say 2 inches, or 1.5 is actually standard. Yeah, 1.5 is standard. So I'm simply going to be adding 1.5. So what do you do next is you join. Aha. So once this is done, I have my this thing. I can now say I have my sleeve pattern intact. So in the next video, I'll be showing you how to separate them.